Hi guys and girls, Clay from Australian Survivalism. Out and about today, doing some exploring in beautiful northern New South Wales. Just going to go for a bit of a cruise and have a look and see what I can see as I normally do in the way of wild edibles, and just go for a look. I'm hoping to find some nice geology today. I'm just doing some exploring and enjoying the beautiful nature that we all have at our fingertips here in Australia. So this is the first stop on a overnight solo camp out that I'm doing. I haven't done one of these in years, so I'm going to go and have a look and mostly enjoy beautiful Australia. Now I'm pretty high up in the mountains. It's nice and chilly. It's like 15 degrees. For a wussbag Queenslander like me that's grown up on the coastline, 15 degrees is pretty cold, so I'm all rugged up, but I'm going to go for a bit of a hike and just see what I can see. Then I'm going to jump back in the car and cruise to my secondary location, but hopefully we find some interesting stuff. Let's have a crack. Righto. Here's a good one that I find all over the shop. Goji cola. It's a brain food, this stuff. This stuff actually gets, well, it's grown by pharmaceutical companies. The plant is a brain food. Yeah, it's good for short-term and long-term memory. It's been dried, packaged, put in a plastic container, sold in your chemists by pharmaceutical companies. And you pay $100 for a little container of this stuff, but as it grows out here, that's the best form of it that you can get. About 5 or 6 of these leaves a day. It's great for brain function. So, Goji cola. It's got kind of a bitter taste, but it's an acquired taste. But there you go. There's a little bit of something that you can find out in the bush. Now where we are, it is gold country. I love finding this stuff. If you're in gold country and you're finding quartz, you're close. There's some beautiful fungi, whatever you want to call it. Fungi. I'm a fungi. I don't do fungi, whatever you want to call it, on this channel. It's far too dangerous. So I'll stick to wild edible plants that are easily identified and won't kill you if you eat them. But anyway, look at this. It's a big conglomerate. Piece of conglomerate. I know, I'm not sure exactly what it consists of, but it's definitely conglomerate. It's got all sorts of different types of rocks in there. But look at that. There's a big piece of petrified wood right in the middle of that piece of conglomerate. That's beautiful. That was a tree that was living millions of years ago. Beautiful. Beautiful. Here we go. That's petrified wood. Let's give it a wet down. That's petrified wood. You can see the rings in here, in the bark along there. That's coming with me. That's going straight to the pool room. It's going into the garden as a garden feature with all of the other rocks that I enjoy finding on my travels. You can see the rings in it. That's the heart of the tree and the bark. That's going into my pocket. Okay. That's petrified wood as well. You can see it. You can see the log. And here's another one, look. Look at the bark. That's a beautiful piece of petrified wood. That's coming with me. Those are coming with me. Anyway, this is a beautiful part of Australia, and I know this is a YouTube channel, but get up off the couch. Stop living vicariously through other people. Go out and get amongst it. Find out where there's a nice place that you can go just for a walk. You don't have to do anything in particular. Just smell the air. Out in the middle of nowhere. Beauty. The natural beauty. Enjoy it. You know, people come here from all over the world to enjoy our country. Look, I saved when I was in my mid-20s to go to Europe, and I'd met so many Europeans here in Australia that had come to see my country, and they had seen more of my country than what I had. So you know what I did? The money that I saved to go to Europe, I spent that money on a nearly 2-year-long trip traveling all the way around Australia. That's where I spearfished most of the way around to feed myself, foraged most of the way around to feed myself in an old Toyota Hiace camper van that I decked out. Enjoy this beautiful country. Now this stuff is coming with me to be garden features, or rock features in my garden. It's been around for millions of years. Enjoy. Look at that branch trapped in that piece of conglomerate. Beautiful. Millions of years it's taken to fossilise that piece of timber. Beautiful. Oh, well. He's an old friend of mine. Yum. Yum. Blackberry nightshade. This is commonly referred to as deadly nightshade, but it is not. It is a cousin to tomatoes. It's in the solanum family. Same as potatoes, tomatoes, a whole heap of other plants. Kangaroo apple. It's not deadly nightshade. It's blackberry nightshade. It's a solanum species, and it is perfectly edible when it is black like that. So, yummo. So tasty. Now, like I've said before, I'm no aficionado. I'm a jack of all trades. I just know a few bits and pieces. I'm always learning, but there are certain types of plants that wherever I go, I find them. That's one of them. Same with this. Have a look at this. Bidden's Pelosa. Cobbler's pegs, farmer's friends. The leaves and the flowers, in fact the whole plant, it's edible. All right, I'm on my way out. Don't want it to get too dark before I get to my second stop. There's a little bit of a drive to go, so see you there. That's a big boy. Okay, creek crossing. Yeehaw. And another. Righto, let's put it into four-wheel drive. Gotta go backwards first. And now we're in four-wheel drive. Hello, baby. Let's go. Hopefully no one is down here. Whoa, that looks pretty nasty. It'll be all right. This girl can get down there and back up. Ooze. Oh yeah, what a spot. Oh, it is a bit slushy, but I'm confident. Oh, there's home for the next 24 hours. Let's smash our way through here. Doesn't look bad, but it's super soft. That'll do. Righto. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. The creek is right up. And I was hoping to go for a bit of a fossick. I know I can do a bit of a forage around here, but not exactly what I was looking for. I might go for a bit of a walk and have a look around and see what I can find in the way of wild edibles, and then go for another drive, see if I can find a better spot. I mean, I shouldn't really be complaining. Not that I'm complaining, but I think I can find better. Yeah, I can find better. But I'm going to go for a bit of a look around, a bit of a forage. Let's go and have a look. Righto, there's a little wild edible that I love. It grows everywhere, oxalis. I'm gonna grab some of that. Just in case the new spot that I go to doesn't have any. And if I don't catch any fish tonight, then at least I'll have something to eat. Oh, here we go. There's some thickhead. Chrysocephalum, I believe the botanical name is. Oh, here it is again, Biddens pilosa. Plenty of it. Oop. Ew. What's under this old tree? Oh, there's some dock. It's got a little bit of oxalic acid in it, but I'll boil it. So some dock. There's more Biddens pilosa. Got a handful already after just walking around for like 30 seconds. Oh, yay. Oh yeah. Okay, so these guys, oh wow, look at that under there. They're a bit spiky. Now I forget the name of them, but I know they're like in the, I believe they're in the cucumber family. Forget the name of them, but I believe they're in the cucumber family. They are super tasty. They might not look really good. I forget the name. I'll do a text overlay. They are super tasty. They're obviously not a native, but they're kind of a weed, but in certain areas, but they're edible. Now, like I said, they're in the cucumber family, but a couple of those will go just fine. They don't look tasty, like I said, but inside, it's kind of, it's like cucumber. Anyway, I've got a handful of wild edibles and I've got these two suckers. I'm going to put those in the car and go for a cruise and see what else I can find in the way of a nice campsite. I mean, look, this is nice. But I think I can find better. Besides, someone else has been here and they've left their rubbish. I'm going to clean that rubbish up. I'm going to take it with me. Yeah. Such a beautiful place, and people come here and spoil it. But I'll tidy that up and we'll go and find a better spot. That's more like it. That's my campsite. Righto. And as a plane goes overhead, I don't know if you can hear that, but still out in the middle of nowhere, you can hear an internal combustion engine, even if it is a couple of kilometers up in the sky. That's my campsite for tonight, and there is a sandpaper fig that there's no fruit on it, unfortunately, but we'll go for a look. It has taken me a little bit longer to find a decent spot, but it's like 3 o'clock. I left my place at like 8 o'clock this morning, but I'm gonna go for a look around here. I'm gonna go for a walk up there. I'm gonna put the backpack on, and I'm gonna lock the car, and I'm gonna go walking up there, and I'm gonna find myself a nice place to camp for the night. Solo, middle of the rainforest, beautiful water. It's gonna be cold, so I've got everything in my pack that I need for tonight. I'm gonna have a forage and yeah, do what we do at Australian Survivalism and enjoy the beauty of this fantastic country that we live in. Anyway, let's go. Let's go. Beautiful. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Well, that way. Granite. That's a beautiful piece of granite. And right next to it, some quartz. Well, pink granite from the area and a little bit of quartz. And this is gold bearing country, but I just came here to have a look. That granite's beautiful. It's a bit too big to chuck in my pack, but on the way back I might grab that and it'll end up in the pool room if I can find it again. But yeah, beautiful pink granite. Looks like some pyrite down in there as well. Fool's gold in amongst that. I don't know if you can see that. That's fool's gold. Fool's gold and clear quartz, well, milky quartz with what looks to be rutilated quartz. But anyway, pyrite and quartz found in the same spot means there's gold in there somewhere, but I'm not particularly looking for it. I'm just going for a bit of a look. I love this stuff. Let's see what else we can see. Wait. Yeah. More quartz. Oi, man. More quartz here. I'll take those with me. They can come home with me, I think. Add to my garden rock feature. Oh. Yeah, it's not really special stuff. I was hoping to find some nice, like, terminated pieces with what you see in the hippie shops, the actual terminated crystalline pieces, but it's getting dark. I got here a little bit late, so I might have to set up my hammock and hoochie. That looks like a pretty cool spot right there. Although it is a fair distance between trees, I might just go and find a spot where I can set up my hammock and hoochie, have that beautiful stream and the sound of the rainforest beside me. Set up a fire and bed down for the night and go looking, doing some more exploring in the morning. See what we can see then. I might set up camp. Righto, let's set up. Okay, got a tree over there, got a tree over here. Oh, but nah, that's too close. I think those two will be great. I'm away from the creek, so yeah, if it floods during the night, I'm up off the ground with my hammock and hoochie. Hopefully it doesn't get too cold. Righto. Let's set up. Hammock. Survival kit. Hoochie. Done. That easy. It's that easy. Now for the mozzie net. It's going to be mozzie heaven out here tonight with a nice warm-blooded human to suck blood from. It'll be infested, so best to set up the mozzie net that came with this hammock. It's actually stitched in, so that's a cool thing. This was like 25 bucks off eBay. Nylon, super light, comes with the mozzie net stitched in, and it's super easy to set up. So you can go anywhere, put it in your backpack, go for a hike, camp for the night, and have something like this as your front yard. Let's see how we go anyway. Oh, no mozzies tonight. Now for the hoochie.
Righto, that'll do for the night. It'll keep me dry and away from the mosquitoes. Righto, and as I always do, I'm gonna hang my pack up underneath my hoochie. Now, because this hammock comes with a carabiner, albeit it's not a very good quality one, but my pack comes with a loop, so I'm just gonna, if I can do this one-handed, there we go. Just gonna clip that in. Okay, so my pack is up underneath my hoochie. If it rains tonight, it's going to be dry. Last thing I want is to be eaten by mosquitoes and wake up pissing down rain and my pack and all of my contents are wet. So there you go, there's another little trick for you. Most of you survivalists should probably know that, but put it into practice. Rightio, the sun's going down. I've got my hoochie and hammock set up. I've got my pack underneath the hoochie and the hammock. I'm gonna go and find some protein. I've got some greens. I foraged a little bit earlier. Some leafy greens and some fruit. The spiky cucumber. But I'm going to go and try and get some protein. Albeit the sun is nearly down, and I mean it's only like 4:30, but in this valley it's going to go down pretty fast as soon as the sun goes down over those hills, or that hill over to the west. It's going to get dark pretty quick, so I'm going to go try and find some protein really quickly. Let's see what we can find. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right there, right there. Look at that. Clearly this is out of my pack, but I thought it'd be kind of funny. This is why I always take emergency rations with me, because you never know what you're going to encounter. It's a little bit too late to, I don't think I'm going to catch a fish in this stream. It's too fast flowing, and I could probably set up some nets overnight for yabbies, but I need something tonight, so I've just grabbed that out of my pack. And oh yeah, yay, yeah. And carbohydrates. Oh my goodness. Good old chicken noodles. Clearly these were in my pack as well, but they're my emergency rations, along with the greens that I found before. That'll make a half decent meal. So I'd better get a fire going. It has been absolutely bucketing down here for the last week or so, so this might be a little bit of a challenge. Let's see how my fire kit goes. And my old kidney cup will cook this stuff for me, along with some of that. It's not pure water, but the sediment in there I trust, because it's coming out of the mountain, but I'm going to boil it anyway. So I'm going to use that water to cook this stuff. Be reminded, I'm going to boil that water before I put this in and this in. So yeah, Anyway, let's give the fire a crack. Okay. That's my cooking utensils and my water collection device. There it is, there's my fire kit. I have got this little stove. I'm not going to use that tonight. I think if I can't get a fire going, I might resort to that. But I'm going to give my trusty old fire kit a crack in this seriously damp environment. But let's see how we go. It's a challenge and I love it, so let's give that a crack. Wet conditions or damp conditions, fire starting. Yeehaw. So, because it's been raining, I'm gonna go and find some, oh, whoa. Look at that. See that? Oh, right there. That tree. Yeah. That's a stinging tree. That's a stinging tree. So please, if you're in southeast Queensland, central Queensland, north Queensland, northern New South Wales, central New South Wales, central eastern New South Wales, be careful of these. They're around, and I honestly didn't know they were around for a long time, but they're there. So while I go and try and get some freestanding timber that's dry up off the ground, I'm going to do my best to not touch that tree or any of the leaves that have fallen off that tree onto the ground. But I've found this that's up off the ground and it's relatively dry. It's under that stinging tree. There aren't any fallen leaves on that freestanding dry timber, so let's start with that. But remember, if it's been raining, grab yourself some freestanding stuff that's up in the trees, that's relatively dry. It's not on the ground. It'll work for you, guaranteed. Righto. Fire starting 101 in a damp environment. And it is damp. You've got to have your preparation ready. And thankfully, it's not raining. It was kind of spitting before, but everything's damp, as I'll show you in a second. But in a damp environment, preparation is everything. Now I'm going to cheat a little bit because I've got a fire kit with me. But every good survivalist should have a fire kit with them. You really should. And I'll run you through what I've got here. So, let's have a suss. Now, there's my fire kit. But look at this ground. It's wet. It is wet, like soaked wet. So, I don't really need to clear anything off, but if you didn't have this rock that I got from over there, near off the bank of the creek, it's dry-ish. It's much drier than this ground, but excuse me, if you didn't have the rock, you'd just clear everything off, put some sticks down, another pile of sticks, another pile of sticks crisscrossed, and then you'd put your tinder in. But I'm going to put this rock in place and we'll come back and I'll show you what's going on. Righto, so our dry rock is in place. Now, to have a look at what is in the fire kit. I'm going to cheat a little bit today. Like I said, I've got some Vaseline soaked cotton balls, and I've also got some dryer lint that's soaked in Vaseline as well. So I'm going to use the dryer lint today. Put that sucker back in there. So dryer lint with a little bit of Vaseline. I'm not going to cheat that bad with the lighter. I'm not going to cheat that bad with the matches. Let's use the brand spanking new ferro rod. I got a little bit of gum branch from my place, and I whittled away at it, and I drilled a hole in it, and I glued a ferro rod inside. So this is the first time I'm ever going to use this, but this is going to be something I use from now on. It's kind of special to me. But anyway, I'll use a ferro rod and some Vaseline soaked dryer lint. You get this stuff out of your dryer. But anyway, you can recycle it and use it as tinder. Tinder as in not in the app. Never used the Tinder app, and I will never ever use it either. I'm talking about Tinder as in to start your fire. But let's go from there. You got your tinder, you got your starter. You need some kindling. Now, I always teach my kids, you need to do things by grades. Like, tinder will get it started, kindling will make the fire bigger, then you've got your larger kindling, and then you've got your sticks that'll keep it burning. So just prepare everything, get it ready. That'll make it'll keep your fire, will get your fire started. That's your starter. That'll get it going. This is another grade that will keep it going, and that's your stuff that will like boil your water. So I get everything sorted before I even light the fire. Now, this is a mistake most people make, and the amount of people that I've encountered that can't even start a fire these days. Anyway, let's go with that, see how we go. Okay, so there's the first teepee. There's the first little teepee of kindling. I'm gonna grab my knife and I'll give that little piece of dryer lint a spark, and hopefully that wet or semi-wet kindling will go up. And I've got my other stuff in different grades, different thicknesses to throw on top of that once it gets started. Let's give that a crack. But I'm going to need my knife. That square edge, it's going to get the fire going. Righto, not with the sharp edge of the knife, with the back edge of the knife. If you've got a good full tang knife, it should have a nice 90-degree edge on the back of the knife, and that 90-degree edge should give you a spark on a ferro rod. There you go. So,
we go. I'm just going to keep feeding this for a little while and then start with the larger stuff. And I'm going to get some water and I'm going to cook my noodles with my stream caught tuna. Righto.
Time for some water. Getting a bit peckish. That'll do just fine. Put that next to my fire that's getting going. Keep building that up, and I'm going to put this kidney cup on my nice flat bit of rock that I've got here. And that can just warm up, and as the fire burns that'll slowly but surely boil. I don't mind if it gets a bit of ash in it. I've missed this stuff. Look at this. That sound. Campfire smoke. Being amongst nature. By myself tonight. It's been a long time. It's great to get back to it. Anyway, I'm going to get my stream caught tuna and my foraged noodles that came straight out of my backpack, and I'm going to cook them up with my little baby fire over there and chill out under my hoochie and hammock and read a book by my head torch lamp whilst hopefully not getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. But gotta love this country. We've got a lot to be thankful for. A lot to be thankful for. Couple of minutes, I'll get the glove out of my backpack, grab that out of there and add some tuna, add the foraged greens that I gathered. That'll be great. Now for some greens. And let those steep for a little while, cooking that hot water. And it's dinner time. Well, I just realised I neglected to put my fork into my pack. So I'm going to make some chopsticks out of a tree that I know is not poisonous, which is the sandpaper fig. I'm going to grab some green. I'm going to grab a green branch. I'm going to take the bark off with my knife. Sorry, dude. I'm going to take the bark off with my knife. And I'm going to kind of roast my chopsticks over the fire. Anyway, got to make do with what you've got, right?
Well, that should be all right. My dried sandpaper fig chopsticks. Time for dinner. Righto, well that was super tasty. Now for this little sucker that I found before. That's dessert. Tastes kind of like cucumber, but let's give it a crack. I'll give you a look inside so you can see what I'm talking about. It's kind of like a melon, but sort of a cross between a melon and a cucumber. And it's tasty. And it tastes like a cross between a melon and a cucumber. It's sweet. It's kind of bland. But also with cucumber kind of like lots of seeds. Chockers full of nutrients. Chockers full of moisture. So if you're ever out in the middle of nowhere and you come across these guys, they're not natives. Probably considered weeds in a lot of areas. I don't recommend anyone eats off their knife. However, this is my channel. I'll do what I want. And I know I'm not going to cut my tongue off. Don't do what I do. Don't take my word for anything. Go and find out for yourselves. But put it into practice. Get out there. Get out there, get amongst it. This makes me happy. I mean, not that it makes me happy. Happiness comes from within. Although there are situations and people that can rob your happiness, but make sure you keep doing what you love doing. I love doing this stuff. The kids love doing this stuff. Anyway, that's dessert. Well, some of it. I'm going to keep chowing down. There's always something to eat. Do what you love what you do.
enjoy life. Well, sun's gone down. Got the fire cranking. All that damp timber. There we go. Anyway, time for a story. Campfire story. Has anyone ever heard the story of the scorpion and the frog? Well, if you haven't, I'll tell you all about it. So there was a happy frog, and he lived by his stream, and beautiful stream. Had everything he needed. Beautiful, beautiful stream. Happy, healthy, green tree frog, let's say. And he lived by this beautiful stream. And he could swim across and he could swim back, and he was an expert. He was happy in his life, and he could do what he wanted to. He could go swimming whenever he wanted to, and he was great at what he did. So anyway, one day along crawled a scorpion. And the scorpion had a mission, let's say. The scorpion had to get to the other side of the stream. And he saw the frog swimming. And he was strong and he was healthy and he could swim the stream with ease. And the scorpion knew there's no way that the scorpion could get across to the other side. He would drown. There's no way the scorpion could make it. So he approached the frog. He said to the frog, "Please, can you help me? I need to get to the other side. I need to get to the other side. I like it's a life and death situation." And the frog, being cautious, knowing what a scorpion is like, said, "Well, I don't want to really come near you, but like, I'm a good frog. I'd like to help. How can I help?" The scorpion said, "Well, I'll jump on your back and you swim me to the other side, and I will be forever indebted to you." And the frog thought about it for a second. And he said, "Well, if you're a scorpion, if I come near you, you're gonna sting me. You're gonna sting me." And the scorpion said, "Well, I'm not gonna sting you. I'll jump on your back. You swim to the other side, and if I sting you, we're both gonna die. What's the point of that?" And the frog thought for a second, and he believed it. He's like, "Yeah, no, you're right," and that's exactly right. So he decided to help the scorpion, because that's what the frog does. He's a helper. So he let the scorpion climb onto his back. And as the frog does, jumped into the water, and he swam and he swam, and he was strong, and he was fantastic at what he was doing. He's helping this scorpion, and he was great at what he was doing. And sure enough, halfway across the stream, he felt this searing pain in his back. The scorpion had stung him. The frog turned around and said, "Why? Why, oh why would you do such a thing? Now we are both going to perish." And the scorpion turned to him and said, "I'm a scorpion. It's just what I do. I hurt, I sting. It's in my nature." And as it turned, they both sunk to the bottom and they perished. Now the moral of the story is, if you know someone is a scorpion and your gut tells you to stay away, stay away. Run the other direction. Don't. It might go against who you are, being a helper, being someone that always wants to help people, even though your gut might tell you otherwise. Trust your gut. Go in the other direction, because all it's going to cost you is a lot of pain. Possibly even your life. Run the other way when you come across a scorpion. And sometimes it's difficult to figure out. Most times you don't realise that someone's a scorpion until it's too late. Such is the frog. What an absolutely beautiful place this is. I'm going to turn the camera off and just listen to the stream. Listen to the crackling fire. Watch the fire burn. Listen to the beautiful sound of nature and enjoy this time, rare time that I get to be by myself and my thoughts. I'll see you in the morning.